Hey, morning everybody. If anybody's watching, it's 8:26 a.m. on June 23rd. Oh, I need to mute my microphone here, I think. Okay, so I muted my microphone. I don't know if the chat is working here. I'm not seeing the chat popping up on my screen. It says it's enabled. I'm not sure why that's not coming up. Anyways, I'll have to look at it later. Um, so we've got the Nasdaq up here. We're making new highs on the Nasdaq. It's really ripping up. We've actually, how much time do I have? 3 minutes. We've actually busted up through this top trend line on the our upper trend line. It's broken higher on that. I'm screwing this up. I don't exactly know how you would want to draw it, but you could draw it like that, or you could really draw it like that. But we've broken up through the top of this the top of the upper trend line, moving up. So it's very, very bullish. The Fed stuff yesterday actually drove the market up. They were saying the inflation is not a concern. So that's having that impact on the Nasdaq, which is the inflation has been really in play lately. When we look at what's going on smaller time frames, so the overall market is clearly going up. On the medium to short-term time frames, we're moving down a little bit. I mean, it's just too overextended. There's no way it can keep moving up constantly and just go straight up. So I would be cautious of this thing. It's difficult. I say that every morning, but it's difficult to just jump in on this and say, okay, it's just going to rip right up, because right now we are negative delta coming in pre-market. We're up so high, it's got to have a pullback at some point. It seems like maybe we're coming into a small pullback right now. There's a big LVN right here on the 1 hour chart. This is a weekly volume profile on the 1 hour chart. We have the lower band here. This was kind of like our support from yesterday, where price bounced off of. Now the price bounced a lot due to Jerome Powell's testimony, or what was going to be said with Powell, I think. Not so much of technical analysis. Yesterday was probably more of a fundamental driver. But if we're looking to go long, yeah, down here at like 14,250, very close to where it is right now, might be a good spot if you're looking to go long. But this delta down here being negative makes me nervous. If this was positive, like 1,300 or 2,000, I'd be more excited about that opportunity to buy down here. But I think we may want to drop down some more. And we're going to just have to let this thing move around and build some structure before we can start trading it. We've got a nice downtrend line here on the 1 minute. You could maybe try to take a pop on that trade. Pop as we break that trend line coming up. Just checking on something on my. So if we came up and we popped 14,263 and we broke this trend line, I'd suspect it would move up into VWAP, but we are negative on the day, below VWAP, and we are negative delta. So all those are kind of like my bearish indicators that price may want to keep moving down. We're moving up now, so you got that initial spike through that trend line here on the 1 minute, and then just crashed down. So even if you took a quick trade on that, you'd now be stopped out on it. Well, I don't know. Would you be stopped out of it? It's just trying to move up. I'm watching delta. Maybe it gets a move up to VWAP. It's hard to trade that. It's moving pretty aggressively right now. You can see ATR is only at 7. Usually in the mornings when we come in, the ATR has been closer to 10. So. Let's see what it wants to do. We got the Russell moving up. The EES is moving up. Dow is trying to move up. It's kind of pinning off of this. You can see here on the 1 minute, it's trying to move up into this price. It just can't. It can't hold it. That's not to say that it won't, but it's trying to figure out direction. It's kind of like it wants to go up, but it just can't. So I think that's kind of indicative of what's going to happen. That price, the overall market move is bullish. However, it's just overbought. It needs to come down a little bit. It's hard to trade against that trend. There we go. We hit coming up, testing VWAP, busting through it. This red line here I've got drawn is on the hourly chart. I think this is the resistance area. We can look on the hourly here. This is also, we can see here this big LVN coming into this spot. This is a pretty critical area where it's at right here at this 14,075 level. It's getting through it. See if you can hold that. It could also just start grinding up, and you never find an opportunity to get in. This looks like maybe that looked like a buy. I almost jumped in on that. This thing's moving weird now. I don't know if it's a good idea to scalp on this thing on the open. Got a big bullish move up. Point of control came in here. I mean, jump in on it on this candle. This is a kind of easy trade. Comes up, you get the pullback, this bullish candle, you buy it. You probably could have gotten maybe 8 or 9 points on that, but you'd be stopped out as price moved down here. Unless you moved your stop, which I probably would have done. A lot of selling coming through on Delta. Delta's barely holding positive. I don't know why the chat is not working. Oh, there it is. It's something. It's one of those where you might start to get FOMO. It's just gonna seem like might just start grinding up. Tiny little pullbacks and keeps making new highs. Tiny pullback, new high. Well, we've gone positive, and now we're above VWAP, and Delta has turned positive. So that's bullish. We're up here at one of these 100 numbers, 14,300. Let's see what it wants to do up here. So somebody left me a comment on YouTube about how I use Delta for entries, and looking at Delta down here is a lot like looking at a candlestick chart, and I just look for bullish and bearish structure on this, and you can even draw trend lines down here on Delta. This looks like it's going to keep going up. Look at this 5-minute candle. So right here might be a good entry. See how we have Delta making new highs. I'm trying to get a little bit of a pullback here. I'll jump in on it. I didn't get filled. Didn't get filled on that. Shoot. Alright. I think this is going to start grinding up. It's going to hit some resistance up there at 14,300. I'll wait for maybe to bounce. Look at Delta making new highs. So this is kind of where I'm like, okay, this thing's going to keep moving up. Where's it going to move up to? That's only 10 points up to the top of the band there. This LVN makes me kind of nervous. There's just this big volume void here on the 1 hour. I mean, the market's only been open for 6 minutes. I need to just calm down and let it build some structure to trade. This has got this LVN right here. I think it may want to come up and touch this band up at 13,315. Yeah, so lots of times I can use delta like if price is consolidating, and then you start to see delta moving, making new highs within that consolidation. Even though price is consolidating, but you look down here and delta starts, doing something like this. You're like, okay, I think we're gonna go up out of this when it breaks. It's like a breakout. It's gonna break to the upside, and so you can try to get what you should do is try to get in at a good price. And that's the way to trade that. Unfortunately, being a human, I tend to just jump into it. Fighting for price is a great skill to acquire. I need to see this thing drop down a little bit more if I was going to go long on it. So now I'm kind of looking at delta here. We're kind of in this pullback. Although point of control came in up here. Typically when point of control comes in closer to one of the value areas, value area high, it's typically going to want to move away. So we had that down here. We actually had point of control down here a minute ago, and price moved away from it. So it seems like we're in a little bit of a pullback. It may want to come, who knows how far it wants to come down. Delta's making lows. Delta looks really bearish. Just trying to be patient here. Now we're coming back into the top of this resistance area, which might be some support, but I don't know. You can see this LVN up here above 14,300. I don't know if you want to buy that or not. So it looks like it's bouncing a little bit off this resistance area. What was resistance is now acting as support. I don't know, I think if we move through VWAP, it would want to come down quite a bit. Today may just be a ranging day, I don't know. Well, maybe we should just sit on our hands and let it move around. One thing I've found when I've live streamed, I get really kind of anxious and I want to get a good trade in right off the bat. I think if price got down to below 275, it would open up. Where is this? 270. It's got some support down here. I'm not going to buy it here. You can see Delta making new lows. I think it's going to come down some more. So why don't I just take a short on it? That's a good question. we don't see delta moving up with price. So that's not to say that price isn't going to keep going up. It's just to say that there's not a trade for me right here. If anything, it's a short, but that's kind of going against the overall trend. I'm just trying to figure out. We see delta coming lower here. I should take it a short there. It's all right. Get this 1 minute right there on this 1 minute candle. That looks really bearish. Question is, where do you put your stop on this? Your stop would have to be way up here. You have to 15-point stop for what? Could you get a 15-point gain out of it? I don't know. I got my finger on the hotkey about ready to short this thing. It's kind of running out of gas here. Now buyers are coming in. I think it does want to come down some more though. I'm watching this 500 volume candle. If I get another wick on it, I might go short. Yeah, the value area low is right here. Yeah. Oh, hey Mark, what's up? 3-minute PMI numbers. I didn't even see that. Yeah, wait for those to come out. Thanks. Alright, let's give this a few minutes and see where we want to go, see where it wants to go. Yeah, Mark, the other indices looks like they're pretty bullish. The Russell's taken off. I don't trade the Russell though. I don't know how to trade it. That's making, looks like, not all the time. It's breaking up through resistance. It's really moving up. ES is right up at resistance. But it looks like it's going to move up, I think. Excuse me. I'm glad I didn't take a short on that. The trend is definitely seems to be up. So I think we got some support down here at 14,280. I don't know if anybody else sees that, or this might be a decent place to. I think start ripping up. I think it's definitely going to come up. If it comes up to 14,311, we're going to find some resistance. It's at all-time highs. Yeah. Should we just wait and see what it does up here at 14,313? See if we get through that. Maybe it gets through that and just starts. Oh, look at Delta here. Delta's now 74, 72. Anybody else take a trade on this thing yet? Seems like it's up just too high here. I mean, look at this 5 minute. I'm seeing this consolidation. We're right up near all-time highs, but the volume profile, I mean, this is support. I guess you buy down here. For some reason my eyes keep dropping to see if I can pull up a pen. My eyes keep seeing shoot, where's the pen on this thing? My eyes keep looking at this. I don't know. I feel like we're up so high. We're coming into this LVN, and the price may, if it breaks through VWAP, we come down. We come back to 14,250, even though that's against the right now. You can see just this consolidation. Yeah. Consolidation, selling, buying down here. They may not want to break either way. ATR is only at 10. Typically, like yesterday when we were in this, I don't know if I can see where the ATR was yesterday. ATR in the open yesterday was around 20, so looks like, yeah. Here come some sellers. Take any trades, Mark? Got anything going? I'm seeing this here, this trend line breaking and maybe moving back up here. There it goes, yep. I don't know, there's just not a lot of meat on that. I mean, you take you buy in at 91, and then you take up to 95, and it's 4 points. Is it worth the risk? ready to look at something, but so I think it's going to move maybe up to, I don't know, 5 points. I don't know. I'm going to wait and see. You get 31 points on the NQ, Mark? Is that what I'm reading? If that's true, that's a nice, nice trading day. I like to watch you trade. 74. Here comes buyers down here. Man, this thing's chopping around. I'm just gonna let this move around for maybe 5-10 minutes and see if it begins out of this range or not. Oh, thanks, Mark. I was like, man, you got 31 points already. Holy smokes! I need to know what you're doing. I can't. I mean, buying in here. See, now I'm just trying to force it. You know, it's like I'm trying to find something because I've been sitting here for 20 minutes and I haven't taken a trade yet, so I'm getting anxious. I think this thing's gonna start dropping. Maybe down to 54. God, there's just not a lot of range on this. Yeah, stay cool. I know. I get anxious though. That's my problem. I see it open up to 55 down there. Let's see how this 5-minute candle closes. See how this 5-minute wicked through the 20 SMA? I don't like that. That's a short. Now we have buyers coming in, so yeah, man, I gotta try to stay calm here. Yeah, having a chat room with people is a good idea. I thought we tried start doing that last time. We just had last time I tried to live trade, it's going so badly. So a lot of this you can feel it. You know, you can feel the when you're all by yourself, you're like, we'll take it. And if it doesn't work out, it's no big deal. Just make sure you manage the risk. But when you're now it's being recorded live, it's different. Now we're moving up, so I'm glad I didn't take that short down here. Man, this thing's chopping around. I'm definitely going to let this thing move around for 5 more minutes. I'm going to come back. I'm just going to mute this thing real quick. I'm back. So we poke through that high there. Look at this 4 hour. Man, this 4 hour. What do you think the price is going to wants to go to? It's 14,350. It's poking through. Is this a buy here? Back up? Anybody? Seems like it's a little high. I keep saying that. No, it's coming down. A lot of selling coming in here. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't try to take this short down here. I thought if we broke VWAP, we would move down into 14,250. Glad I didn't take that. Dodged a bullet. It's just trying to. Yeah, I agree, man. This is super choppy. This is how you get whipsawed. You just get whipped around by this price. You're going short, you're going long, you're going short, you're going long. And it's not really conducive to the way that I like to trade. I like to trade. I don't know. I mean, I drew this trend line here. I should have probably taken that, but I just felt like this value area high was going to hold maybe this 14.3. Well, that's 10 points. We have to let it keep dropping here. Keep moving around. Maybe there's not a trade today. Maybe there's not a trade today. Luckily, Tesla's moving up finally. But I think it's going to drop back down to VWAP, back down to this area. That could be your buy. I don't want to short it. I feel like that's too risky. The trend is your friend. I'm just drawing some support lines on here. I don't know if they really mean anything or not. It kind of looks like a channel. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'd be comfortable is going long down here at like value area low, VWAP, and former resistance turned support in this area. I think if you got in, went long up here, you'd be caught in no man's land pretty quick. Although it could just keep ripping up. I mean, it could break this high and just start grinding up and yeah, I think down here, 14,275. If you got price to move down here, and then you got and it's the middle. It's the 20 SMA on the 5-minute, bottom band on the 1-minute, value area low, VWAP, trend line. That's a big support area. I think that would be your best entry to take a decent trade. You can see Delta now making new lows. Still positive though. If you got through 91, if you got through this support area on the 1-minute, I think it would open up this. Price could fall. It's kind of that ABCD pattern down. You get a trend line, get a reversal candle, buy one here, buy another one on the break of the trend line maybe. Got a lot of lines going on in my chart. I don't usually draw so many trend lines. Reminds me of when I used to trade Forex. Trend lines, trend lines, trend lines. Right here. I think that's where I want price to get to. If we break this trend line up, I think it's probably going to come back up. 575. I don't know. I think it's up too high. I need it to come down to value area low. Down there. That's the only place I'm going to take a trade right now. Seems like this thing's leaving me behind here. I think if we break high today, it's going to keep moving up. A lot of buying going in down there in that move. Oh, it's coming down. This is super choppy. Something like this, you just got to get in at a good price. Yeah, and the only thing I can see is this support level, VWAP. It makes its move up and then just comes straight back down. So, not the best conditions for me. Sometimes it's nice to look at, or it's beneficial to look at other time frames as the clock ticks away here. Looking at this 15-minute kind of bearish candle closed on the 15-minute, 30. That's got 10 more minutes. I don't know. If we start moving up above that, I think it'll start just grinding up. I say that with such confidence, but it could. We break this high, come up at 17, then we move up to 25, 30 before finding more resistance. Yeah, I might have to wait for just a pullback. I don't want to get it up here. It's 9:20. I think the momentum might be faded out. That's up too high. Williams percents, overbought. just gonna sit on my hands. I don't know. Maybe I don't take a trade today. If I didn't take a trade today, today would be the first day I didn't trade in I don't know how long, months probably, which might be a good thing. But I'm just not seeing anything. I mean, we had this trend line. I mean, I guess if I'm trying to think this through, you know, you're looking for the pullback down into support and then a trend line break to the upside. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's just having the patience and also the just kind of being resolved that it may not happen for you. But that seems to be the only trade. We get a move back down to, well, the only trade for me. I'm sure someone else can trade this better. But, you know, we get this, you know, just like this, we get a move down, or more like this. We get a move down into support, a trend line, break the trend line, take it up. You know, that's a nice profit to loss ratio or risk ratio or whatever, where you put your stop down here and your profit up here. It's like a 3-for-1, 3-to-1. But it seems like we may want to come up and test these highs. Or not, or it rolls over. I don't know. Anybody else out there take a trade yet? I'm sure some people are trading this better than me. I'm just waiting for the setup. Be down at 90. Yeah, really waiting for VWAP and value area low. That kind of seems to be the spot that I'm going to be most comfortable getting in at. I mean, I think it could move down to that. You could buy it here and then add to it down to 85, but you want to take a 15 point. Or you buy it here, you get stopped out at 90, even though 90s are sometimes support areas I've found. You know, we've bounced off of 90 once, twice. I think if you can get all the way down here, then you'd be looking for, you know, bullish structure to start forming on Delta. Right now, Delta is not making new highs. You know, we're making lower highs, lower lows. So I'm not seeing a long at this point, and I'm also don't really want to take a short because I think the trend's up. So that's where we're at. This could be a buy, possibly. This candle forming on the 1 minute. I mean, it gets over that. I mean, you've only got a couple points there. It's not worth it. You can see the little bit of delta divergence here. We have price moving up, but delta, you've got a red candle on the delta on that. Probably means it's going to want to come down. Delta's now moving lower. So if you wanted to take a short, I think this might be a short. I do not want to take a short. I want price to move here, and then this looks good as far as like a counter trend line. Price comes in here, we can start buying, and down here we buy one on the counter trend line break, and if we get stopped out, then we get stopped out. it followed our, let me look at this 1 minute. This 1 minute looks like it's going to roll down now. But we followed a trading plan, so Delta's making new lows. See if we come down to 83, 84. You could put a 10-point stop. I might put like a 12 or 13-point stop on it. If it gets below 75, I probably want to get out of it. This 30 minutes looking pretty bearish. It's kind of like this is what I like to see happen, except a value area low, kind of a formation like this, maybe a deeper retracement here, but and then you would buy the break of this price, buy it up. But because we're right at value area high, I don't want to get in on that. I don't think there's a lot of room up here for it to move into. I like to see this whole thing shift down here and have that happen, and have a candle like this right here, and get in on it. Point of control just came in here. I wonder what that's going to do. These are probably sellers. Alright, so now we're moving down into this area. And I'm watching Delta down here. Down here. Delta is continuing to drop. Now we're coming down. Let's see if we get some buyers coming in down here. I might take one down here. Just get in on it, and then we just try to manage it back up. Is it going to fall through? Maybe a little too anxious here. Let's see. Ooh. Dropping. Alright, where's my exit? I'll see how this 5-minute closes. Hopefully we wick through the 20 SMA. If it closes below, I'll probably just manually close out of this. I'm not seeing anything coming through on Delta. It's trying. Let's see if we can get through this trend line. Keep moving that up because I want it to, get through there. Pretty good wick on that 5-minute. Can't even see this. I got so much stuff thrown on here. I actually don't know if I want to add to it right here. So in this, I'm trying to decide if I think this is gonna keep moving up. One thing, if I saw Delta making new lows, I'd probably, be closing out. But because I'm not seeing Delta making new lows, I'm thinking maybe it's gonna find some. Oh, there goes Delta. I may need to close out on this. Yeah, I probably need to close out. We'll just close out 158 loss, but that's looking like it's not finding any support. I can always get back in. I'm not going to sit and sweat this thing out while it drops down to 50. Now it's moving back up. Yeah, I'm looking at the ES mark too. I think it's got a little bit of room to come down though. One thing is this 30-minute, I mean this candle right here on the 30-minute, it's pretty reversey. There's an LVN down here. I mean, I'm not saying this isn't going to go up, but look at Delta. I think this is going to start going up now. You see Delta down here? Man, but price is not moving. So if we got in... I'm watching Delta down there. Oh, is this gonna close? These 5-minute closes. If I see Delta is not making new lows. I think this is gonna go up. It's just like, where's your entry on it? 87, 86. I don't like this 5-minute candle here. I'm trying to make this work in my mind. I keep justifying long, but you know, this 5-minute right here looks like it's going to want to keep coming down. Even though we're hitting the 20 SMA on the hour. And this LVN. I can see Delta moving up though. That looks bullish. I don't know. This 5 minutes really getting me, this 5-minute chart. It seems like it's going to move up and then come back down some more. Excuse me. I think it might start coming up. Look at Delta. May want to do 75 might hold. Yeah, I'm about ready to go long, and then I look at this 5 minute, and I'm just like, no, don't do it. $9.45. Keep looking at the time. Just it's 9:45, and as the day goes on, the market conditions change. I've got way too many trend lines on this thing. I'm waiting to see what this 5 minute looks like. I mean, the patterns have usually been that if we close, if we've been trading above the 20 SMA, and then we close below the 20 SMA, we typically wants to come down and test the bottom band, or that band on that side. But Delta here is looking bullish. I think the overall trend is bullish. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any follow through on this. But I don't think this pattern is going to want to just do this and then come up. Particularly let's see how this one closes in 3 seconds. See, I think it's going to want to come through 74 and drop a little more. But Delta's moving up. I don't know, man. That's hard. Oh, I'm just forcing this now. We'll just pop up there and it'll roll right back over. Yeah. Well, alright. I'm going to sit on my hands. I'm getting too antsy. This 5 minute pattern is not looking bullish to me. I think it's going to come up and then come down again. But Delta's negative though, so it's not super bullish. Let's see. One thing I'll also note is lots of times when these, like this is a strong trend line, right? We've had, one, two, three touches on it, and it's held, and then we break, and there's no follow through on it. We actually make new lows. That's a really bearish sign to me that this is just a false breakout to the upside, and that we're going to want to drop down now down into here. But Delta, Delta's giving me mixed signals. Delta's making lower highs. So unfortunately, our trade idea that price would drop down into value area low and then we'd start moving up again didn't work out. Luckily, we only lost 158 on it. Could have been a lot worse. I mean, I think we got in, somewhere up here. I can't remember where. At 85. At 85. So we luckily got out without taking too big of a loss. But yeah, this 5-minute structure, this wants to come down some more. I mean, this is not a completed pattern. I guess I should say. I would really doubt this thing would break 90 and then move up. That just doesn't seem like it. That's how it works. I mean, it could do anything, I guess. Well, it's moving. Keep moving down. Keep moving down. I'm glad we got out of this trade when we did. Took your stop. Took our stop. Support down at 50. I think your next opportunity, well, my next opportunity to take a long would be down at 50, maybe the bottom of the band here on the 5 minute. The thing that's getting me is we keep poking through this downtrend line and then make new lows. So that's a really bearish indication. Um, Delta though is, not making new lows, so I think it might be running out of gas on this downtrend line. But the closest support I see is at 60, and then down here at like 50. So I think 50 is going to be a big support area. There's this big LVN down here, right here. We can mark out, and I think that's going to be some pretty major support. If we broke up above 75, I think that could kind of be a long, but you've got VWAP up here, so a lot of resistance. At this point, we may just have a negative day. I'll let it move around a little bit more. This trend line just keeps, breaking and then new lows, so I don't particularly trust it. A trend line break to take it to the upside, which is typically how I would trade something like this. I mean, over here it looked good. When we broke through, we started making new higher lows, so I can blow this up. When we were trading, pull up a pen. We had this trend line down here, and then we broke it, and we started making new highs, or higher lows, higher highs, and then we just came through it. So I don't trust this. It might have room up this or to VWAP. Williams percents now at overbought. I don't really rely on Williams percent range too much, but it's nice to look at once in a while. It's sometimes you can use it like for entries. I think we would have to get up to 91 in order for me to buy it, and then it would be only 8 or 9 points on it. See how we broke through that and it just came right back down. I don't see it. I don't trust it. Maybe down at 50. So, I don't know. We'll let it keep doing what it's doing. Alright, so we may take a trade down here, try to go long down at 50, and this would probably be, if we get stopped out on this, this would be my last trade of the day. We're just not going to be able to catch it. So we're coming right down to this LVN. See what this 1 minute candle looks like. Maybe if it moves up above 65. If we break this candle's high, possibly. Well, I kind of, excuse me, it's a little scratch in my throat. What I like to kind of see it do is try to move down, and then it can't, and then it breaks resistance, and we start to move back up. It may have another leg down. If I get at 62, I've got like a 15-point stop on it. Delta's making new lows. Ooh, this 5 minute looks pretty gnarly. 48. There's some buyers coming in. There's some Delta divergence. You see how we have a green candle on Delta, bearish candle. It's not to say that it's definitely going up, but it's a decent sign that we may start to move up. Out of 50. Yeah, 46 is your stop. Where's this thing? 48. If I get stopped out on this, I'm calling it a day. I'm just going to move it down just a couple points. No big deal. One thing I don't want it to do is come down, take me out, and then rip back up. I'm seeing Delta looking pretty good. This is the next support area. This is the support area I like. So that's 14-point stop. If it gets through that, it's gonna just I don't know where it's going. Question is, where do you want to get out on it? You could get out at 67, I guess. Anybody else taking this? Or have taken one? I guess the thing to do is to see if it really wants to start, coming back up. I've got it down here at, maybe move this to 72. I think sometimes the value area here, I just crashed through it. I don't know if it's going to have any gas to get up. the sigh of frustration. Well, I guess the way to do this is to really try to take it up, huh? If we're going to risk it, let's risk it. Let's see if it wants to start, get out at value area high. See if the point of control wants to cooperate. Or point of control, the volume profile wants to cooperate. This is a weird candle in the 5 minute. Add to it at 65, add to it at 69 maybe. I'm thinking about adding to it up here because I think we'll break this downtrend line, even though this trend line hasn't been particularly, well, I should remove the trend line. Thinking about adding to it up there because we'll break that 200 SMA on the 1 minute. So let's see what happens with it. I mean, if we get down to 42, I'm just going to call it quits on it. At least I'm still not holding on to it. Look at this 5 minute. That looks bad. 62, 64. Well, I'm going to go walk away and let it move around a little bit. And if I come back and I'm stopped out, well, I can move on with the rest of my day. I was about to move my stop down below 30 because I saw some support here at 38. And I was like, well, maybe it's going to come down and tag 38. But man, it's just not worth it. It's not worth. It's not moving up through our area. So this shaded area is this LVN that we pointed out here on the 1 hour. What I like to see it do is, I can't see this timer. So that's a pretty good indication that we're going to keep moving up here. Look at Delta. Delta's moving up now. So I like this. Do I want to add to it here, or do I want to let it move around a little bit more? I may wait for this trend line to break. I may wait for it to really get over, some of this. Maybe regretting not adding to it down here, but that's the way it is. So you can see here, this is the first time we closed above the. I'm gonna add to it here. We've closed above the 20 SMA on the 1 minute. So, where do we think it's going to go? Maybe up to 72. Might just move 72, but Delta looks super positive here. Super bullish. I don't see a real reason to get out. I'd probably add to the break of VWAP. 86. We'll let it move around, see if it starts turning back up. So I think this is probably running into some resistance up here at 75, but with Delta, clearly looking bullish, there's no real reason to get out of it. We've closed outside this downtrend line. I don't know if we've closed outside of it. It could want to roll down on us, though, that's for sure. But, if I'm risking this, I need to be taking the profit, and that's something that I'm learning. So this is nearly a 20-point stop, so this would be quite a bit. I got nervous just trying to calculate how much a loss that would be. But, we've got to take our profit. How much time? 15. Let's look at what a 15-minute candle looks like. It's a nice long wick on this 15. I think it may roll down here at this level. Let's see what it wants to do. Let's look at a tick chart. Tick chart. Yeah, so we're moving back into the overnight high, or overnight volume profile area. I don't know. This would be like $800. So we're below 1,000. We're risking 800 to make possibly a couple thousand. I don't know. My best trades are these trades. The days when I make $4,000 or $5,000 are the days when I trade like this. So I guess I should probably just hold on to this. Let's see what happens. Hey, what's up, Cesarek? Hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, this price action is not fun. I'm hoping for a move back up, but I walked away and I've come back and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. You got this little inside candle here on the 15 minute. It's pretty bullish. If we get above 76, yeah, the timing though is bad. It's 10:30 right now. Nice long wick on this. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. You would lock some profits in. Yeah, I'm either gonna lock profits in. I'm not sure about any of this either. I would actually maybe add to it right here at 65. I think it might start coming up, but I'm not gonna add down here. I need to get over VWAP. I'm not sold that it's coming down. This probably would. You may want to take a stop right here at 61. It may drop down back down to 50. But looking at delta, it's holding. It is negative though. We are below VWAP. We are negative on the day. It's risky to take a long. Get out here. You make $100. I don't know. Make $100 on the day. Let's see what this 5-minute candle looks like. Come on, baby, go. That looks pretty strong, man. A lot of buying coming through on that. I needed to get over 80. What is this? 83. I'm on my buy down to 84. Yeah, you're right. I do think it's going to want to come down. Oh, now I'm thinking about moving my stop to like 60. Well, let's just see what happens with it. Yeah, I got out there. I don't know, maybe regretting getting out on that, but up 223 on the day, not very much. Now it's moving higher. Should have held on to it, but well, I don't know. I just saw this range here, at 75 has been resistance. Right now it's 1040. I think the next 2 hours is going to be sluggish. So I don't really want to see this thing roll back down, maybe roll down to 50 or something. So just take the profit. I might look and see what this candle looks like at 11 o'clock. And now it's moving up. I should have held on to that thing. I can still get in on it at 82. I mean, it's not that many points I lost on it. So yeah, I'll look at it, see what this candle looks like when it closes in about 20 minutes, and see if I want to get another long and hold it up for maybe 15 points or so. But at least we're in the green for the day. I gotta see how this 5 minute candle closes. If we close above the 20 SMA, I'm definitely gonna be looking to take a long, try to get on it somehow. I'm gonna pull back. I think there's gonna definitely be an opportunity to get in, maybe closer to like 74, 75, 76, maybe down here. But if this closes bearish, we're probably gonna keep falling down. This 60-minute looks so bullish. If it closes anything even resembling that, it'll be a big signal to go long, and you could take it long. It'll probably be slow for the next couple hours, and then probably around 1 o'clock, I suspect the after lunch crowd will kick back at 1 o'clock Central Time. It'll kick back in, and probably, I think it's going to want to break 14. I think it's going to want to move up to 14,350. I think there's 50 points, 30 points up here for it to move into. We've broken outside of this trend line, top trend line on this. So I think this is going to be support here. Let's see what this 5-minute looks like. So I think it's going to want to keep moving up here. This was my original place I was going to add to it. Should have held on to that original trade. Oh man, I'm just having FOMO because I closed out that other trade too soon. Now I'm like, oh, I gotta get back in. But that's alright. Thing is grinding. Actually, better entry would be wait till the Williams percent range becomes oversold. I may want to do that actually. See if I can get a pop on this up. I may not even get that. God, it's only 1 point. This thing is just moving slow. Here, what I'll do is I'll put this up here, and then I'll add to it if the Williams percent range becomes oversold. This right here is like a, what is that, 10? It's like 200, so I'll probably be break even if it gets stopped out. Break even on the day. I'm gonna get out of this trade one way or the other. I've got other things to do, and this is just, I'm just having FOMO that I got out of that other trade too soon, so that's alright. I think it might want to give me a pop up to 87, but it also may want to roll down some more. It's almost 11 o'clock. The volume, everything's going to start dying out here. So I'll just try to maybe finish out with a win, maybe finish out with a loss. Who knows? Jeez, this thing is painful. Look at this. There, just get me out of that. Alright, I'm done for the day. That's it. 240. Whatever. Just looking back on the trades, this is probably going to move up, and I wouldn't be surprised if we break this high and keeps moving up, but I've got other things to do, and it stresses me out to leave this the way it is. We did a good job taking the stop on the trade we got in. I can't remember where it was, here somewhere. Now it's cranking up. Around here, I think we got in actually at 85, and we got out pretty quick. I think we only lost $150 on it, so that was only like 7 or 8 points we lost on it. So that was good to get out because we had this huge drop down to 50. If we would have held on to that thing for 35 points. Could have done better holding on to this trade for a little bit longer, but is what it is. We're green on the day, 240, not the best day, but certainly better than my other live trading days. So maybe I'm getting the hang of this. If you're going to keep trading this afternoon, this looks like it's going to keep going up, in my opinion. You've got this nice bullish candle going on here. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching. It's 11 o'clock my time. This thing is going to trickle down, I think, for the next couple hours. So I doubt I will be trading anymore today. I'm going to go do some other stuff. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Thanks.